Hi, this is Terry Hopkins. You've been listening to Your Beautiful Day on Gratitude Radio Network.
Hey, welcome to Your Beautiful Day on the Gratitude Radio Network. I'm Jen Mogg, Mother of Gratitude, and I hope that you have gratitude in your life wherever you go. And with me today, I have a little bit of gratitude with Neil Haley from The Neil Haley Show. Hey, Neil.
Hey, I'm excited to be here. Always interested in to find out your interesting friends, as we've been having some great conversations of where the Gratitude Radio Network's going, and also the production company involving Gratitude Radio Network and some of the other projects we'll be working on. So introduce our guest.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, I have to say, you have to be careful what you wish for. And when I went back for film found me too. And one of the great things about being in Tampa has been being a part of Firestrike Productions. I wanted to be a part of a production company, and this is one of the best. So much so that it is now a part of Gratitude Radio Network for all of your filmmaking and needs. And with me today is executive producer Terry Hopkins. Welcome to the show, Terry.
Well, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. So I'll go with the questions. You can do the follow-up, Jen, because I have no idea about Terry. So how did you get involved in film? How did that start?
Well, for those of you in the crowd that have been in video for a while, you remember 2-inch videotape? You got to go back to the late 1970s, but that's when I first got involved. And I worked with American Hospital Supply Corporation at that time, and we did training videos. We figured that was an easy way to do it because it was very hard to get doctors to come in and talk. So I got the idea of videotape for instruction for new salespeople. And from there, just did all kinds of stuff.
All kinds of stuff. And when you talk about all kinds of stuff, so you basically, what made the idea it's going to be a business for you?
It was always a secondary business with me until just recently. But throughout the 1970s and 80s, for those of you that are that old, before the internet, when the president of a company such as Sears wanted to talk to all 1,400 stores, he hired somebody like me to come in and film him. And we would film the president of Sears telling everybody that it was a great quarter this year. And thank you guys, or you guys did terrible. And I want you to do better next quarter. And we would send those out to all 1,400 stores one at a time. And that was it. It's industrial TV. It's what we called it back then. And of course, then came the internet, sorts of things. I had a company after that I used film when CDs first came out. And you could tape something and send a CD to them instead of sending a giant tape. That was cool. And after that, I kind of retired. I've retired twice in my life, once for almost 2 weeks. And, started up doing things. I came down to Florida, and we were doing a project for Discovery Channel, Cafe Racer TV. I'm into motorcycles. And from that, the guy said, gee, why don't we make a movie? And there's all these movie guys I was hanging around with. And I said, boys, let me tell you about movies. You have to rent a truck.
Wow.
Because you can't buy a movie camera. I'm telling you, these young guys, young is a relative thing for me because anybody under 50 is young. Okay. So I said, you can't do that. It costs you $200,000 a week. And, Pathé, CinemaScope, those kind of guys. And so he said, oh, no. There's a new film out called The Expendables, Sly Stallone. And it's filmed with a new video camera called a Black Magic. And you could buy this camera for $5,000. And I said, BS. I had just seen The Expendables the night before.
Okay.
So I said, I went back again. I grabbed my pencil. I wrote down all the scenes that I shot, that I thought were shot with the video. And I had some friends of mine out in Hollywood. I sent them my list of the scenes that I thought were shot in video, and I wasn't even half right. Not even a third of the time was I right. So that convinced me that you could actually buy a movie camera and make movies. So we did.
What year was that?
That was in about 2015. Yeah.
Okay.
So we started making movies. We have 3 movies that are in distribution right now. One of them actually is playing in theaters right now in
What movie is that?
South Korea, called Contagion. It's a sci-fi thriller.
Okay, I've heard of it.
Ooh, very scary, very scary.
Right.
But that's one of our films.
Mhm.
The first one we did was called We'll Let You Know.
Okay.
And that was done as a drama down here, written locally. All the actors were local. And we did another one called Providence 404, which is another sci-fi flick. And it's all local guys, local people, and trying to bring up the level of movie making here in the Tampa area, and that was our goal. And also to get distribution, because only one in a lot of people don't know this, but only 1 in 28 movies get into distribution.
So Contagion, I've heard of Contagion. Was that on Netflix?
It is now on Netflix. But
Who was in
Probably
Contagion?
not the Contagion you're thinking of with Dustin Hoffman. It's the other one.
So what's the storyline in the Contagion you did?
Well, the Contagion we did is it was set in a radio studio, sort of like this. And the radio people, this guy has a sci-fi late night radio show, and he wants to. He's always wanted to have a real person on there that saw space aliens, and of course he never does, because the girl that works for him is a sort of like Jim, is the person that takes the calls, and she always tells him about the BS that they're trying to pull off, and it's not really real. So Glory B, the girl, gets a premonition of something going on by these aliens contacting them through the airwaves, and then there you go.
Okay, so how did you guys meet? How did you meet? How Jen
and I don't even remember.
We met a couple of years ago. You are hilarious. I don't know. She just showed up in my life one day, and years later, here we are. I met Terry on the set. It was a movie set.
Yeah.
And
the Gray Room.
The Gray Room series. Yeah, Gray Room
yes,
series.
yes,
I met him on the movie set, and I wanted to bring in theater or playwrights or something into Firestrike. And I really liked what they were doing, and the fact that the people that they were, their crew is everything on a movie. And my crew, we have the best crew ever. And the testament to that is when I went around saying thank you to everyone in video, my guys are crying, like grown men are crying, going, I waited 18 years to work with somebody like you. I waited for this set. This is why I went into this industry, is to work exactly like we are now. And we're pretty excited on doing some reality shows in Tampa and around the area, and having our crew again up and running. Yeah, it's hard to get crew, and once the crew is built, it's like a family, and so you click together, and that's one of the things we've tried to get out here. And one of my goals have always been the guys that are the boom operators, the guys that do the sound, the guys that work on the sets, and your cinematographers, make it so they can actually make some money and stay in the business, and that's key, versus just being a hobby, so to speak. Right.
Okay, we're understanding stuff as we go in all this. So, I guess what ultimately you have new 3 projects you're trying to distribute now. How does that distribution go? How does that work?
How does it work?
Yeah. How do you figure out?
I don't know if they've seen the movie, the show we actually right before this one, but you had a guy out in Hollywood, and really Hollywood or any business is a business of relationships. It's not a business of transactions. And one of the things that you have to know about Hollywood or any business is you have to know the people in it. And they have to trust you. You have to trust them to do certain things. So it's tough getting in that first picture because nobody knows you. Nobody's made any money off of you. Nobody knows anything about you. And you don't know if you're going to show up next year. So it took me the 3 years going out the AFM with the American film market, where guys finally picked up one of my films because I guess they just saw me there and they figured, well, he's coming back. He must be real.
Okay. And so that's the next thing. Do you have any other things in production right now that you're producing right now that's not been, done and finished? Are you working on something?
Well, the movie business is basically sort of closed down here.
Oh, really? Even in Florida? I wouldn't think that.
Even in Florida, yeah. It wasn't so much the actors and people that wanted to do it. It was more the unions that were closing it down. They're acting like California, and they didn't want to do anything. And the things they wanted to do were so restrictive and so translate that to expensive that it was very difficult to film down here. So the last thing we did, which is still in post-production, which is actually done right now, is a little local film called Always. And it's about a 28-minute. It's a short film.
Gotcha. All right, Jen, ask that gratitude moment.
Oh, well, wait, before the gratitude moment, I want to say that Always is a film that I produced and directed with Firestrike.
Oh, okay. Tell us about it.
It's my film. It's based on a true story.
Yep.
One of my friends became a dear friend of mine. Two fathers, their child went to the same school as mine. And during a birthday party, they came up to me and said, "Hey, are you still doing that film thing?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm still doing my film thing." And they said, "Cool. We'd like for you to help us write." Well, they had the movie written, but they wanted to produce their movie of how their son came to be. And this was their coming out story to their son, that they always wanted, that they always wanted to have a family, and how much he is very loved, and how hard it was for them because they're two gay dads, gay guys trying to have a family. And back then it wasn't acceptable. It wasn't easy. They had to go out to California to do it. The whole film was challenging putting it together because we had to kept happening. And we finally were able to film it. So
when was that film? When did you film that? Before COVID?
Before COVID. We were done, actually, I think February of 2020.
Yeah.
That's where we finished up. So right before everything hit the fan.
Correct. So we're excited that things are now opening back up so we can continue filming. So Terry, what is that gratitude moment that you had? That one moment that pivoted your world to where you are now?
Oh, gosh.
Okay, without it being Liza.
Well, without being Liza. Well, I'm
without it being Liza.
My wife, Liza.
My wife.
But I guess to right now, I've done a lot of different things in my life, but I think to right now it was we're sitting in the garage at Reverend Jim's, who's not a real reverend, by the way. It's James Goodrich, who's a motorcycle builder. But we were sitting there, and the guys were shooting for Cafe Racer TV, and at that moment, the guys are shooting from a dark garage out into the open area in Florida in the sun in the middle of the day. And I just went, guys, you might want to move the camera angle because nobody's going to be able to see anything. And they all gave me dirty looks. And the producer was standing by over there, and he went over to me and he said, "How'd you know that?" And I said, "Well, I used to do this for years." And he goes, "Oh, okay." And so from that moment on, I had a really, Ed Conklin was the guy's name, had a really good relation with Ed. And he said, "Well, why don't you guys just start doing some stuff?" And that's how I got to right here. So that's a gratitude moment, I think.
That definitely seems like one. Awesome. All right. So, I mean, a really great conversation, Jen. I think you're excited, and we'll be bringing him back on once we know more new information, some of the other productions you're going to be working with him filming, right?
Yeah.
Yep. NDAs for right now.
Exactly. So, best place we can connect with you, where can we go? Where's best you connect with your film production company? Where can we go?
Firestrike.
Oh, Firestrike Productions.com.
Okay, fantastic. And you reach out directly to you there, right?
Oh, yeah. I've got my phone number and also my email on there, and I do answer my email.
Okay. All right, Jen, take it away.
Thank you, Neil. I appreciate you so much.
Thanks, Neil.
Neil Haley has been such an amazing part of my life. If you need anything with design, websites, PR, everything that you need for your brand, Neil Haley is the guy to go to. And I'm so thankful that he's part of Gratitude Radio Network and all of your needs here for podcasting. So thank you, Neil, for being with us, Gratitude Radio Network, for podcasting needs. And now we have Firestrike with us for the film part of it.
All right.
And all the filmmakers. I hope wherever you are today that you are blessed, you are loved, and you are sacred. Use your gifts in your life and don't leave anything on the table. Thank you so much for being with us. I'm Jen Mogg, Mother of Gratitude, for your beautiful day, and have a beautiful day. Bye.